What's going on, guys? This is Preston here, and this is the Cookout 400 race review. The NASCAR Cup Series raced at Martinsville Speedway, and yeah, guys, I am filming this on my GoPro Hero 11 for the first time, using my GoPro for a NASCAR race review. So yeah, so I just wanted to see how it goes and turns out. So yeah. So on the pole today was Kyle Larson and Hendrick Motorsports. This is their 40th anniversary race. All four of their cars ran a ruby red color with their primary sponsors. So yeah, it was this race to me was just not really the best. I didn't expect this race. Well, I was hoping this race would be somewhat an improvement, but to me, this race wasn't really an improvement. So, yeah. So stage one was won by Kyle Larson, and Larson flat out dominated. Like he flat out dominated stage number one. Like, Bubba Wallace, he was in second. He qualified inside the top five and was in the top five pretty much for the majority of the day. So, yeah. And then at the end of stage one, drivers went down to pit road to get tires. Joey Logano ended up taking a two-tire gamble to put him out front and let him lead for 2 laps for like the majority of stage two before Denny Hamlin and Bubba Wallace were able to break through and finish 1-2. Top top of my favorites, man. My favorites top two in stage number two. Main guy Denny Hamlin. We're gonna talk about him towards the end of this video though. And then stage three, Chase Elliott. He was the one that was leading early on, and then I think there were only two cautions for drivers spinning out or drivers having incidents. One was involving Christopher Bell, which Christopher Bell did not have a good race at all. Like he literally didn't have a good race at all. He at one point was on pit road because of his tire. One of his tires, I think his right front had some sort of issue, and then he spun out again towards the start of stage number three. And so yeah, this race just there wasn't really much in this race really. And then William Byron, he was able to come in ahead of the Hendrick drivers a couple laps early, and then that was allowed the 24 and Rudy Fiegel, who was the crew chief for William Byron, was able to get them out front. And then the final caution came out for John Hunter Nemechek blowing an engine, um, and that is what ultimately led to the overtime restart that allowed William Byron, who still was able to get the win. And yeah, guys, so if you guys want to know my take on this race, like I just said, this race really wasn't that good in my opinion. It just wasn't the best. Typically over the past Martinsville race, really over the past 2 years, the Martinsville racing has not been that good. NASCAR, I know, is trying to do everything in their power to make sure they can at least get the racing somewhat better. I give props to NASCAR for making a new aero packages, but this isn't working. And it's not the track that's the issue, it's the cars, in my opinion, that are the issue. And what I really feel like what can make the racing better is more horsepower. I feel like more horsepower, the cars will be a little bit more faster, so then that way the cars will be much more make passes a little much more easier, because in lap traffic, you could barely pass lap traffic. Like, you could barely pass it. Like in the Xfinity race, you rarely don't have to see that issue. So yeah, but there were some points where you were stuck behind a driver a lap down for multiple laps, and you couldn't really move them. So, yeah. So, the main things that happened was Kyle Larson dominating stage one, Logano's team taking a two-tire strategy. They were able to lead the majority of stage two until Denny Hamlin and Bubba Wallace came through. Denny Hamlin won stage two, and then at the start of stage three, Hamlin and Elliott, they were on the front row, and then Elliott was able to get off. Then Elliott was able to take the lead. Then Christopher Bell spun out, and then Chase Elliott was leading again, and then Denny Hamlin was able to close him in, which Denny Hamlin, in my opinion, had a good long run car day. It's just finished outside the top 10. Just I felt like as a Denny Hamlin fan, we were really too aggressive when it comes to pit road. Um, I truly felt like I, if we wouldn't have pitted right there, we definitely would have gotten a top five. Like definitely would have gotten a top five. It had not we have pitted after that overtime, before that overtime start. Um, but guys, it is what it is. Good thing Bubba Wallace was in the top five, and this was also Hendrick Motorsports' 40th anniversary race, and William Byron was able to do it, guys. This is his third win of the season. He won the Daytona 500, he won at Coda, now he wins at Martinsville. So, congratulations to William Byron, man. Really hoping that when Byron would win or Kyle Larson, either one of the two, would win this race. So, congratulations to William Byron for winning the Cookout 400 at Martinsville. His team was able to, Rudy Fugle was able to call a strategy that got him out front, and he was able to get the job done ahead of overtime as well to get the job done. So, congratulations to William Byron, guys. I think that's all that really this race even happened. Like, not much really of anything happened in this race that is big, so to speak. So, yeah, that's all that was that was it, guys. Just nothing much. And about the racing, like I said, I think I believe the only I think the only way to at least make the racing good is upping the horsepower in these next gen cars. Like, for the shorter tracks, I feel like especially for Martinsville, I feel like we need to up the horsepower. But I know NASCAR is probably not gonna do that, so it is what it is. So I feel like that's our option to get these races better, so to speak. So yeah, that's all I can say, guys. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the race results. And here's the race results. William Byron won the race, finishes first. Kyle Larson second. Hendrick Motorsports 1, 2, and 3. Bubba Wallace, he was able to finish fourth today. He was in the top 5 all day. This is a great one for Bubba Wallace. Really happy he was able to get a top 5. Ryan Blaney, early in the race, he was like, at some point, was like 20, like, like back in the 20th place mark. Like, way back in traffic. Joey Logano 6. Tyler Reddick will finish 7th today. He was outside the top 10 for the majority of this race, but that caution came out that ultimately got him into a top 10. Alex Bowman, the other Hendrick driver, finishes 8th. Ryan Preece 9th. Running the top 10 is Chase Briscoe. Denny Hamlin, unfortunately, I wish we would have finished in the top 10. But Eric Jones 12th. Todd Gillen 13th. Ross Chastain 14th. Chris Buescher 15th. Kyle Busch 16th. Carson Hocevar 17th. Martin Truex Jr. wound up finishing 18th. Ty Gibbs 19th. Running in the top 20 is Noah Gragson. And Michael McDowell 31st. Daniel Suarez 22nd. Austin Cindric 23rd. Brad Keselowski 24th. Josh Berry 25th. Kaz Grala 26th. Josh Williams 27th. Daniel Hammer 28th. Ricky Stenhouse 29th. 30th is Justin Haley. Zane Smith 31st. Corey LaJoie 32nd. Harrison Murray 33rd. Austin Dillon 34th. Christopher Bell, I know he had a ton of bunch of issues in this race. John Aaron Nemechek had an engine problem, and then steering was David Starr. He would finish in last. So yeah, guys, in conclusion, this race wasn't the best. There was indeed some passing. You would have seen a little bit of 3-wide action. Like, that's good. But for the most of the time, it was just choo-choo train, single file racing. And yeah, it is what it is, guys. You're not going to have races that are going to be good all the time. And, it is what it is. Martinsville, at this point, it's just going to be like this. So, congratulations to William Byron for winning the Cookout 400, guys. I'm giving this race a 3 out of 10 for this race. I think if that's the same rating I gave the last time we were here at Martinsville as well. So, yeah, guys. So I think that's all I really have to discuss. I believe I talked about everything that happened. Larson dominating stage 1. Then Logano took that 2-tire gamble to get him out front for the majority of stage 2. Then Denny Hamlin won stage 2. Then Christopher Bell spun out, and then Elliott was able to get past Hamlin. Then a strategy Then William Byron came in a couple of laps early before the actual green flag pit stop window was open, and then it just jambled up, and then yeah, and then everything, and then John Nemechek blew an engine, and Byron was able to get ahead was able to get the win and get his third win of the season. So yeah, and that is it, guys. Congratulations to William Byron. Hendrick Motorsports finishes 1, 2, and 3 in their 40-year anniversary race. And guys, my pick to win this race was indeed Denny Hamlin. If you watch my winners predictions video I made back in January, Denny Hamlin was indeed my pick to win this race, and he was good. I felt like around lap 115 that if we would have not made any mistakes, we would have absolutely won this race. And it's just, I felt like we were just too good on pit road to the point where we were just too aggressive. So, not everything's going to be, it turns out like that, so it is what it is, guys. So now, guys, we're going to be on to Texas. Again, congratulations to William Byron on winning this race, and what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and anyways, this is Preston signing off. Peace out.